Streaming live now on News8000.com. You're watching WKBT La Crosse. This is News 8 Now. This morning.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Alexandra Carter.
And I'm Art Jarrett.
It is Thursday, June 27th. We were talking about how beautiful yesterday was.
Yeah, it was.
Such a nice day. And you say today could be even better?
It could be a little better to start. Then it's going to change by the noon hour, and that's when we get into, well, a little bit of cloud cover on the way. And that's how it all plays out. We'll get into cooler conditions, though. Much cooler than what we had yesterday. Let's take a quick peek here. Flood warnings in play as well. I just want to let everybody know how this all plays out. Again, going into some locations, still picking up some flooding throughout this week and of course into next week, especially with the rainfall on the way coming over the next few days. That's going to continue to exacerbate the problem here. So that being said, we take a look at what's going on. Your current conditions are widespread in the 50s, and it's a pretty comfortable start to the morning. If you're out and about, you may even go for a nice little run or a jog. Patchy fog may show up a little bit later, maybe an hour or two, but for right now it's looking pretty good. Rainfall could sneak in as we get deeper into the late evening, and of course portions of the area here may pick up a little bit of included cloud cover here. You're looking at La Crosse 60s, widespread to some middle 70s, maybe upper 70 for our high today, and in Eau Claire looking at 60s as well as some 70s. Back to you.
Thanks, Art. We'll see you in just a bit. In just a matter of hours, President Joe Biden and former President Donald Trump will meet on a stage in Atlanta for the first presidential debate of the 2024 season. A new CBS News poll finds 6 in 10 voters plan to tune in live for all or part of it. Taking a live look at Atlanta now, where all the action is set to begin later tonight. Preparations underway this morning for the debate. CBS News' Jared Hill is also there with a preview, including a set of debate rules both candidates have agreed to.
He didn't take them.
Well, Vice President,
no. Can I be honest? It's a very...
The unforgettable chaos of the 2020 presidential debates.
Just radical left. Will you shut up, man? Listen,
it's what moderators hope to avoid tonight when President Biden and former President Trump go head-to-head for the first time in 4 years. Each candidate's microphone will be muted when it's not his turn to speak, and there will be no studio audience.
The audience at home is going to be better able to make its own judgments.
Kathleen Hall Jamieson heads up the Annenberg Public Policy Center at the University of Pennsylvania. She says research shows audience reactions can influence how at-home viewers feel about a debate.
Well, polls show that most voters are pretty locked in on whether they would support former President Trump or President Biden. Analysts say there's still something to learn from this debate.
A new CBS News poll finds some voters will watch to see whether the 2 oldest presumptive White House nominees in history have the mental and cognitive health to serve. 1 in 5 plan to watch because they're undecided.
How are they going to help the country and help the people?
Most Democratic voters want Biden to strike a forceful tone, while most Republican voters want Trump to be polite.
CBS News will have complete coverage of tonight's debate starting at 8 p.m. Eastern. The debate starts at 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 o'clock our time, and is scheduled to last 90 minutes. U.S. officials went through a line-by-line explanation of hundreds of U.S. weapons shipments to Israel during meetings with the country's defense minister. It comes amid a growing spat between the Biden administration and Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, who claims the administration has been delaying shipments to Israel. U.S. officials say almost all shipments have taken place on schedule, but they have paused a shipment with 500-pound and 2,000-pound bombs over concerns for the potential of civilian casualties. A draft opinion in a closely watched Supreme Court case on abortion was briefly and inadvertently posted on the court's website yesterday, potentially giving us a preview of what's to come. The copy, secured by Bloomberg, stands as the final 6-3 decision and would mean emergency abortions in Idaho could resume, at least for the time being, if a woman's health is at serious risk. A court spokeswoman said an opinion in the Idaho case would be issued in due course. Governor Tony Evers has ordered flags continue to fly half-staff today in honor of a Wisconsin youth prison counselor who was killed by an inmate. 49-year-old Corey Pruill was attacked by a 16-year-old inmate Monday while on duty at Lincoln Hills Copper Lake Schools, a youth prison in Irma. Pruill was declared brain dead and died Tuesday. The inmate was charged in adult court on counts of second-degree reckless homicide, felony murder battery, and 2 counts of battery by a prisoner. He could face up to 58 years in prison. A Sparta man is sentenced to 53 years for beating his girlfriend to death. 34-year-old Sean Hawk is convicted of killing 32-year-old Sarah Latimer in May 2022. He's been sentenced to 33 years confined and another 20 under extended supervision. Hawk initially faced a first-degree intentional homicide charge, but then he pleaded guilty to a charge of first-degree reckless homicide. Hawk and Latimer's mothers spoke in court.
Trust me when I say I truly despise the man I was when I was arrested. Anybody who looks at this case would not think that's the man I love that woman. Mom, I love Sarah Latimer.
Maybe someday you will have a relationship with your son. Because you are the only parent he has right now. We can't be his parents. We're his grandparents. He doesn't have a mom. And if you want to call yourself a dad, you're going to have to earn that.
After the sentencing, Latimer's mother said it's important to finally have closure, but the law did not do enough to protect her daughter.
All the cases that they went through for the domestic violence and him beating her up, they only gave him probation at the end. And in April of 22, he got put on probation. In May of 22, he killed her. So if he would have gone to jail and not probation, she'd still be alive right now.
The 20 years of extended supervision is the maximum the state can enact. 2 people have been arrested for allegedly sex trafficking a minor. La Crosse police say they were sent to a gas station for an assault call on June 4th. A 16-year-old girl said she was being trafficked and assaulted by 30-year-old Dwayne Davis. Investigators learned the girl had been working for Davis since March and was also forced to have intercourse with him multiple times. The next day, Davis was arrested and charged with multiple felony counts, including trafficking of a child and child sexual exploitation. He's held on a $50,000 cash bond. Investigators also learned 26-year-old Courtney Klickner created an account for the girl on an online escort service. After police contacted Klickner, she turned herself in Tuesday. She's charged with trafficking a child and is currently free on a $1,000 cash bond. A City of La Crosse committee is recommending a plan to redevelop the South Community Library into housing. The Economic and Community Development Commission reviewed 3 proposals last night. They're backing a scaled-down version of Willow Grove LLC's plan, which would convert the existing library building into 6 housing units and add 2 townhouses to the north. Willow is offering about $350,000 for the property, but requesting a $200,000 credit for weather and sewer work. The Common Council will have the final say on the sale when they meet July 11th. Minnesota health officials say unsafe nitrate contamination levels are all too common in Winona, Houston, and Fillmore counties. In the groundwater there, the chemical compound is linked to serious health risks like cancer and blue baby syndrome. As News 8 Now's Allison Fergut explains, a new proposal that would restrict certain farming practices to lower Minnesota's nitrate levels.
What this permit does is add some very common sense kinds of protections that will help address the nitrate pollution problem.
Major changes could soon be coming to Minnesota's largest feedlots. Minnesota's Pollution Control Agency has proposed changes to large facility permits that impact manure policies.
In the areas where the groundwater needs the most protection, those vulnerable areas, there are additional practices that farmers will have to follow.
The new requirements can be broken down into 3 parts. The first is when the manure is spread, requiring other crops be planted during some seasons.
When you apply manure in the fall, it's best if there are cover crops being planted at that same time in order to use that nitrogen. Otherwise, it's very likely that that nitrogen is going to run off.
Farmers will also be required to go through visual inspections.
Once you are spreading the manure, you have to go around the field and look and see, is this washing off into the ditch?
Farmers will need to inspect their fields while manure is being applied and at the end of every workday. The last part focuses on manure ownership.
If the feedlot transfers manure to someone else to apply on their fields, that person that bought the manure has to follow the same rules as the person who sold the manure.
The permit changes would only impact 1,000 of the state's 17,000 registered livestock feedlots. Anderson hopes there will be greater changes later on.
This is what we would like to see for a first step, and we think that things need to go a lot farther.
In a statement, the MPCA says the changes would not be enforced until 2028, saying the proposed requirements are a significant change for the farmers, and they will need time to determine how to implement the changes. Some agricultural advocates are concerned the changes will hurt the state's farming industry. But Anderson says clean drinking water for all is more important.
This is hurting rural people. They have to take the steps that could cost, if digging a new well is tens of thousands of dollars to make sure that they're protected from this nitrate that's getting into the groundwater.
Reporting in Minnesota, Allison Fergit, News 8 Now, This Morning.
Minnesotans have until August 9th to comment on the proposed permit changes. Then the MPCA will decide whether to adopt them. Today's clue for the Riverfest medallion has been revealed. It says, quote, "Hip hip hooray, Riverfest 2023. Maybe that's supposed to say 2024 is almost underway. Soon the park will resemble a circus with food, family, and fun. Come down and join us. The medallion is hidden within a 10-mile radius of Riverside Park. It's small enough to fit in the palm of your hand and won't be buried. The winner gets 4 Riverfest buttons, $50 in food vouchers, and 10 beverage tickets. The time now is 6:09. Still ahead on your morning news, the Toys R Us debuts a new ad created almost entirely by AI. Denmark introduces the world's first livestock carbon tax, and Levi's comes under fire for its labor practices. Coming up in your consumer news. And the Biden administration is spearheading a push to make U.S. housing more affordable, but it's a national crisis that could take years to fix. We'll explain. For now, we're sending you to break with something to put the good in your morning. No matter how you slice it, pineapple is a favorite fruit for millions of people around the world. Today is the day we celebrate International Pineapple Day. While many people may associate the tropical fruit with Hawaii, it's actually native to South America. Explorer Christopher Columbus came across it in 1463 on the island of Guadalupe. Pineapple is often added to fruit dishes and desserts, and pineapple's refreshing taste is hugely popular, especially during the summer months. Don't go anywhere. The consumer news is after the break.
The 4th of July patio sale is on now at Home Seasonal Concepts. Get up to an extra 15% off sale prices on porch and patio. Plus, get a free cornhole game set with any patio purchase of $9.99 or more during the 4th of July patio sale at Home Seasonal Concepts.
The pain level was over 10. There's days where I just sat and cried and asked the good Lord to take me. And my doctor recommended that I go to Good Feet and try the arch supports. And I took about 3-4 steps, turned around and went and sat back down and started to cry. It was the first time that I had no pain. I'm not an actor. I want people to know my testimony. I want them to know what arch support's going to do from Good Feet.
See for yourself with a free personalized arch support fitting at the Good Feet store.
To everyone making time for life's best moments, let us celebrate with you.
In Wisconsin, we love celebrating together.
Big days or any other day.
So much.
From hot and juicy to ooey gooey
to oh my word.
Oh my word. Serving you a handcrafted meal that makes
today a little bit more special.
That's what fills us up inside.
From Wisconsin with love.
Welcome to Delicious.
Yeah.
There are trucks, and then there's the GMC Sierra, available with the connected driving experience and the world's first 6-function multi-pro tailgate. GMC Sierra. It's the truck. Or get $3,500 purchase cash on select GMC Sierra models. Or get a total of $6,000 purchase allowance when you trade in an eligible vehicle.
Visit your Best Choice GMC dealer today.
If you're not a caregiver now, you will be someday. Nomo can help. Nomo uses simple motion and movement sensors to check on mom's day inside the house. Mom's in the kitchen? It shows up in the Nomo app. Mom opens the fridge? You know. And when something you expect doesn't happen, you know that too. Normal day for mom? Good to know. Not normal. That's when you need to know. No more, worry less. Nomo Smart Care. N-O-M-O Smart Care.
Get an 11% rebate on everything at Menards. Store your tools and organize your garage with our wide selection of Master Force storage products. They're heavy duty and designed to last a lifetime. Get this tall garage storage cabinet for $499.99 after rebate. Check out our great selection of Bright Lux lights. They're perfect for illuminating both your indoor and outdoor spaces. Get this 12-foot LED color changing string light for just $999 after 11% rebate.
Save big money at Menards. 4th of July at Home Furniture starts with 2 big days of savings. This Thursday and Friday, get up to an extra 15% off sale prices. This Middleton Queen bedroom suite is $24.99. Made in Wisconsin with American Red Oak. 2 big days of savings Thursday and Friday at Home Furniture.
Well, good morning to you and welcome back. Away we go with temperatures holding on widespread to the 50s. And it's a little bit of fog right now, maybe in the form of light patchy fog, but nothing really to write home about. As we get started here, Eau Claire, you're holding on to at least upper 50s. We get into the 7 o'clock hour, then bumping up a little bit through the widespread 60s as we finish out the morning. Partly cloudy skies expected for you. Over here in La Crosse, we're looking at 60 degrees by 7 a.m. Partly cloudy skies. Seems to be a very quiet day to start, and we're getting up to about 72 at 11 a.m. How about this, though? Highs for today. We'll get into at least about 78 here for La Crosse, Eau Claire, 75. And, of course, over in areas by Prairie du Chien, you're looking at 77 degrees. As we start out, take a look here. The overnight low is going to get a little bit cooler, though. You're going to see those temperatures in the 60s, widespread 59 or so for Sparta. Then we get into tomorrow, and whoo, look at all that rainfall kind of bubbling up across the board there. And 60s and 70s expected for the day. How about that, though? We go into highs for Friday for everybody else. Well, you're getting widespread 69 degrees for Ladysmith, Eau Claire, 72. Winona, 72. And then once you get to La Crosse, 76 degrees, so a tad bit cooler. And we get into Viroqua about 70. 80s back down to the south, though, as you can see, kind of bumped around there. And, of course, as we finish out the day, it's going to be pretty nice today, and then tomorrow a big change. And we have a nice-looking weekend for everybody, so get out and enjoy it then. Until then, rainfall coming in for Friday. Back to you.
In your consumer news this morning, Toys R Us premiered a minute-long promo film the company says was created almost entirely with AI. The retailer partnered with creative agency Native Foreign to create the spot. The agency had early access to OpenAI's text-to-video tool Sora, which is not yet available to the public. The video follows Toys R Us founder Charles Lazarus, who had a vision to transform toy stores. Some people who saw the video say it was compelling, while others found it creepy. Unfortunately, we don't have the video to show you, I guess. Danish dairy farmers are facing the world's first carbon emissions tax on livestock. They'll have to pay nearly $100 per cow to help offset the planet-heating emissions the animals produce. The tax will take effect by 2030 and will raise $3.7 billion annually to help Denmark meet its climate goals. According to the United Nations, farm animals accounted for roughly 12% of global emissions in 2015. Global clothing company Levi's is accused of ignoring its own labor practices by continuing to work with a Turkish factory. Last year, hundreds of employees at the Ozak textile factory in Turkey were fired after they joined a union and went on strike. The workers had been complaining about overtime hours and pay. Officials at Levi's say they ordered Ozak to rehire the workers. However, the factory only offered jobs back to employees who agreed to end the strike, which most refused to do. The Biden administration is pushing to make housing more affordable. U.S. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen announced a plan earlier this week to help lower costs. But housing affordability is an ongoing crisis that is impacted by a variety of economic issues. Jen Sullivan looks at the various reasons for rising home costs in today's Consumer Watch.
For the 11th month in a row, housing prices jumped year over year across the country, according to the National Association of Realtors. The median existing home sales price last month jumped 5.8% to $419,300, the highest price ever recorded.
There's not enough inventory, so the buyers are left with so few choices.
The housing affordability crisis is an issue impacting the entire U.S.
We face a very significant housing supply shortfall that has been building for a long time, and this supply crunch has led to an affordability crisis.
Speaking in Minneapolis this week, Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen unveiled the Biden administration's plan to create a $100 million fund to help finance affordable housing projects over the next 3 years. But it's not just the lack of inventory that's driving up prices. While inflation overall has cooled, shelter costs, which measure things like rent and mortgage costs, continue to rise, according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics. As of June 20th, the average 30-year fixed mortgage rate averaged 6.87%, according to Freddie Mac. In a recent analysis of data from Zillow and StreetEasy, found rent prices last year grew faster than wages in about half of major metro areas.
That is particularly upsetting because you know
you can't really cut back on that.
Many economic experts say these high housing costs aren't likely to come down anytime soon.
That's it for your morning consumer news. The time now is 6:18. Let's check in with News 8 meteorologist Art Jarrett for a look at our forecast. Good morning, Art.
Good morning, Alexandra. As we get into it here, take a look. We are holding on to some current temperatures that are in the 50s widespread, but once you get through Eau Claire, you're looking at 7 a.m. all the way to at least the 11 a.m. hour. Will increase from 58 degrees to 69 degrees under partly cloudy skies. How about this, though? We get into La Crosse, you're looking at 60 degrees at 7 a.m., holding on to 72 degrees, so a bit of a jump as we start the early morning. However, we will be cooler than we were just yesterday, and we're looking at conditions to be like this. We'll go into Thursday. We're going to hold on to conditions that are going to be around 78 for us. You get to Ladysmith again, 72 degrees I just showed you. We'll also be showing Eau Claire a little bit cooler as well, 75 degrees. Down to the south, much warmer. Still picking up some of that humidity coming in off the Gulf of Mexico. Overnight lows once again holding on to 60s. You can see that continuing on, some upper 50s in there as well. Then tomorrow we get back into the rainfall. I really wanted you guys to see this because it's a nice day today to get out and enjoy it if you can, even though we have increased clouds to possibly partly to mostly cloudy to finish. But this is going to be all day, and then carry over into the overnight hours as you get in eventually past the midnight hour going into early morning onto portions of Saturday. How about this, though? Highs for Friday is what you're looking at here. Shower activity coming in, and no joke, everybody else here is widespread. So we're going to be a couple of degrees cooler here and there because of the cooled rain air. In fact, we'll see as you get into Sky Tracker, starting at about 6 p.m. today, we'll pick up some shower activity possibly, and then continue that on, kind of crossing over Winona and then moving more to the east with thunderstorm activity possibly sweeping by as we go into Friday. Now, some of the models here are saying yes, some of the models saying no, so you're seeing a mix of models right here, and I'll take them out later on so you get a better view of how that all plays out. As this looks here, you're looking at the possibility of, heavy rainfall working through Viroqua, as well as portions of Boscobel moving to the east. So as that storm kind of gets bigger, we're going to move a little bit farther to the east. I'm going to step out for a second, and as we see here, slowly but surely, we're going to pick up some of that wind coming out of the north, and that's going to be much cooler and a little bit more relaxing for us as we go through the next couple of days, and that should fare well for us as we finish out. Take a look as we get into how this all plays out for the next 8 days here. Yeah, we're going to be looking at some conditions that be going both ways for us. 78 to start. We get into 76 degrees to finish. Possibility of storms, as I just showed you there, as we go right into tomorrow. Then we get into breezy conditions for Saturday out of the north, and we'll also be picking up temperatures warming up. High pressure builds back on in, and as that happens, you're going to see by Sunday, well, as fast as it came in, it's going to go the opposite direction. It gets out of the way. We cool down for Sunday and Monday. We have more storms coming in for Monday as well, and in fact that goes all the way into Tuesday, picking up warmer conditions as that humidity comes back again, and we're back into the 80s, and it's going to feel a little bit warmer. Back to you.
Thanks, Art. The time now is 6:21. Still ahead on your morning news. The CDC is updating its recommendations on who should get the RSV vaccine. Coming up in your morning medical news, we'll tell you what's behind the change.
Coming up in the Blitz, campers were showing their skills in Mitchell Hall, plus a touching moment at a nearby softball diamond. That and more coming up.
It's the 4th of July sale at Drury's in Fountain, Minnesota, with incredible values for every room in your home. Stunning sofas and sectionals, the latest bedrooms, exciting new dining rooms, and the best selection of leather around. Now's the time to take advantage of big savings on quality brands like Daniels Amish, Flex Steel, Smith Brothers, and Stressless. Plus, there's 48-month special financing and free gas just for shopping Drury's. More choices, better values. It's the 4th of July sale at Drury's in Fountain, Minnesota.
They say that breakfast is the most important meal of the day. Well, they are correct.
Enjoy one of our tasty steak patty sandwiches paired with a $2 medium-iced coffee.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Your Home Improvement Company is a local company specializing in reviving outdated and worn-out bathrooms, and right now we're offering a significant discount to homeowners. That's right, you can save up to 30% off your bathroom remodel. Call the number on your screen and take advantage of these huge savings. With over 2 decades of experience, you'll notice the difference with our superior American-made bathroom remodeling products installed by certified local professionals committed to exceptional customer service, all backed by a lifetime warranty. Call today today to schedule your free estimate and save 30% on your bathroom remodel. Whether you dream of a complete bathroom remodel or a simple tub to shower conversion, we'll surpass your expectations with our array of stunning design options and top quality materials. Enjoy a premier remodeling experience with trusted products with flexible financing options. Call today to book your free estimate and take advantage of our limited time offer. Don't miss this chance to elevate your home with your home improvement company. Your home improvement company, where it's your home made better.
Have you ever had to move? It's brutal. Why do we have so much stuff? Well, at Chrysler Winona, we're moving, and we're trying to pack light by throwing out some great deals. A lightly used 23 Grand Cherokee L with third row, heated seats, and remote start is just $38,990. Or pre-owned Chrysler Pacifica with heated leather and seating for 7 starting at just $23,990. So come see us before we move at Chrysler Winona, downtown Winona.
The News 8 Plus app. Local news on your time.
Welcome to the Blitz. A lot to get to, so let's begin in La Crescent, where Post 595 was hosting West Salem's Post 51 squad. Beautiful night for some baseball. West Salem started out hot, scoring 4 in the first, and top 2 they add another thanks to this Jackson Bonzel fly out to left. That's plenty deep to drive in a run and make it 5-0. But La Crescent would throw a counterpunch. Leighton Johnson shoots one to the right center field gap. 2 runners get in, then the ball gets away from the catcher, and a third slides home safely. The next batter, Mays Boyer, he's going to find a gap as well. That brings in Johnson to cut the deficit to just 1. And if you like scoring, you would have loved this game. Cale Baker then squares up a pitch. That drives in another. This one turned out to be a dandy. Post 595 wins 11-10. How cool is this? Art Fahey retired head of the lacrosse center and local legend at AmFam Field yesterday, throwing out the ceremonial first pitch for Lacrosse Day in Milwaukee. Looks like it was a strike to me on the bottom of the zone. 27th year doing Lacrosse Day. You love to see it. Crew looking for the sweep. Bottom 3, it's Jake Bauer showing off the power. Another grand slam for the Brewers. Player gives Milwaukee the lead. The Rangers would fight back and go in front, but in the 4th, it's Jackson Churio. This ball is going to get down, and it's going to roll for a while. He turns on the afterburners for an inside-the-park home run, the 31st in franchise history. And the game would stay tied at 5 until the bottom of the 10th here. Andrew Monasterio with 2 on and 2 outs laces one into the left center gap, and that does it. Milwaukee sweeps Texas. Brewers are 15 games over 500 at the halfway point of the season. Yesterday was day 3 of 4 for the youngsters at the UWL Youth Basketball Camp. This camp focuses primarily on the offensive side of the ball with drills and training that help develop shooting, ball handling, passing, and footwork skills. At the end of today's session, some live action scrimmages were happening, and the kids put those skills they learned on display. Look at those guys. And despite having some hot days in the Mitchell Hall, the energy has been high, and head coach for UWL, JT Gritzmacher, says the main focus is making sure everyone has fun.
Seeing the smiles, seeing the kids having fun. I remember when I was their age, I think you didn't care what camp you were at. You thought you were in the NBA, right? So for these kids, just having fun, making sure they're playing basketball, enjoying it, kind of get out the house, doing other things.
UWL will host another camp beginning on July 22nd. And what a special day in West Salem last night. Zoe Coder, a player on the Post 51 softball team who suffered a traumatic brain injury back in October of 2022, was on the softball diamond once again. Look at Zoe go as she scores on the pass ball in her side's game against Viroqua. Zoe worked so hard with different abilities to try to get to the point in her recovery where she could once again make that run home, and yesterday was that day. A true lover of the sport, she helps out her team by keeping stats and putting a big smile on her face. She says things haven't always been easy, but it is a day she won't forget.
So I just take one day at a time, basically, and it's a long journey.
And
a lot of unknowns.
Zoe also said the support of her teammates has been amazing through everything, and she could not do it without them. That'll do it for the Blitz. See you tonight.
The phone rang, and she said, "Mom, we're going to lose the baby." Doctors knew that Amanda's baby had no chance of surviving.
And because of the extreme abortion ban in her state, we were also about to lose her. Doctors were not allowed to help her until she was almost dying.
We have always been conservative.
But we feel a national abortion ban would be devastating for all families.
Get ready to save huge at the King Furniture Independence Day sale going on now. We're celebrating with huge discounts on sofas, sectionals, recliners, bedrooms, dining rooms, lift chairs, and more. Our warehouse is overstocked and we need to move some furniture fast. That means incredible savings for you. Find July 4th deals on the best brands in the furniture and mattress business. Do not miss the King Furniture Independence Day sale going on now.
Maury's VW has all the latest Volkswagens with new product arriving daily, including the new 2024 Volkswagen SUV lineup, the large and very spacious Atlas and Atlas Crossport, the perfect size family-friendly Volkswagen Tiguan, and the practical, economical Volkswagen Taos. As always, you don't need to travel far to have your Volkswagen serviced. Come in for your test drive today at Maury's Volkswagen.
One day only, this Thursday, June 27th. Save big on Hy-Vee butter, just $2.99. Washington red cherries, just $2.77 a pound. 6-pack bottles of Coke products, just $2.99. Gatorade 8-packs, just $4.99. Hy-Vee shredded cheese, 3 for just $4. And buy one, get one free Doritos. Get these great deals and more Thursday only and only at Hy-Vee.
This is Kathy. She's about to see her dentist. She's afraid. Not because of the drill, but because of the bill. A big bill. But Kathy doesn't need to be afraid, and neither do you, thanks to affordable dental insurance from Physicians Mutual Insurance Company. It's easy to get this coverage. Don't believe me? Call or go online for all the details. You could even have this free information kit. This isn't a discount plan or preventive-only coverage. This is real dental insurance. It helps pay for over 400 procedures. That's a lot. I'm talking cleanings, fillings, crowns, bridges, root canals, even dentures. Bottom line, you'll have help paying for routine care and expensive major work. But if you want deductibles, forget it. There aren't any. No annual maximum either. Plus, you can see any dentist you want. Stop fearing the big bill. Start saving at the dentist. Call now or go to sendinfokit.com.
Physicians Mutual, Physicians Mutual.
The First Warn Weather app. Download it today. You expect more, so thank you for watching News 8 Now.
Welcome back. Prevea Health's clinic closures this spring left many Western Wisconsin patients waiting months for therapy. Now a local couple's new clinic is filling that gap. News 8 Now's Jeremy Wall shows us how Lakeland Therapy is expanding healthcare access in the Chippewa Valley.
I think he's done. I think he's done. Okay. Yep.
When Prevea closed, finding care for Robert Brostrom's son Bennett was challenging.
My wife has been calling around to different places and trying to get on lists and things pretty much since we've been impacted by the places closing. And it's been, weeks, months. People have been telling us before they can even get in for an evaluation to see if they could even see him.
Bennett receives PT, OT, and speech therapy. Following the closures of HSHS and Prevea, Andrew Johnson and his wife saw the need to help kids and adults.
We have a growing population in this area. Access to healthcare services has diminished significantly.
Johnson has worked in healthcare for 25 years. Last summer, he and his wife joined business partners Joe and Mary Joy Borden to work in home healthcare. They recently opened 2 Lakeland Therapy outpatient locations. One of them is in Chippewa Falls.
I know the struggles that parents have with getting services for their children, and it just kind of broke my heart that there were so many kids that weren't getting the services they needed.
Within 4 months, they were able to get the Chippewa Valley practice up and running.
A lot of the equipment we purchased directly from Prevea healthcare system itself, and a lot of the clinicians that were let go from Prevea also were able to seek employment here.
Johnson says he is planning on expanding the business.
For us, what's next is how do we continue to build a system that is supporting our community so people can live their lives in where they call home.
In Chippewa Falls, Jeremy Wall, News 8 Now this morning.
The company also recently received a license to do outpatient care at home. Johnson says they plan to do that at assisted living facilities in the future. Cancer centers say drug shortages are impacting a variety of oncology medications. According to a new survey, 89% of all large cancer centers reported last month they had short supplies of at least one drug used for cancer, its symptoms, or the side effects. That's not much different from last year when about 86% of surveyed centers reported a shortage. What is different is which cancer drugs are impacted. More than half of the centers reported shortages of the chemotherapy drug vinblastine, used in lymphoma and testicular cancer. The CDC has revised its RSV vaccination recommendation. Now the agency advises all adults 75 and older to get one dose, while those 60 to 74 with certain health conditions should also be vaccinated. This update, based on new safety and effectiveness data, raises the age threshold from last year's recommendation of 60 and older to all adults. A young boy has become the first person in the world fitted with a brain implant to control epilepsy seizures. The device is giving hope to others who have the condition and don't respond to drugs. Lee Kanairi has the story from London.
Oren Nolson was just 3 years old when he had his first seizure. The form of epilepsy he has brings on episodes every day and night. His mom, Justine, says he lost his childhood.
Thank you. Every moment of his life is affected because of his epilepsy.
Last year, the 12-year-old took part in a trial. A neurotransmitter was fitted onto his skull to generate deep brain stimulation.
Screw ready for the plate.
Dr. Martin Tisdall is his surgeon.
When you have an epileptic seizure, it's essentially uncontrolled abnormal electrical activity, and we can block that activity by sending down these very quick pulses of current, and they disrupt the activity and therefore stop the seizures.
6 months after his surgery, Oren's daytime seizures had decreased by 80%.
How has this changed Oren's day-to-day life?
Him and his family are starting to get his childhood back.
Tisdall hopes the device can help more of the 25% of people with epilepsy who don't respond to drugs.
We really hope that by doing this research and understanding more about how deep brain stimulation works and who it works for, we'll be able to offer a new treatment option.
For now, Oren's mom says this treatment greatly improved the quality of his life.
Now the future looks brighter.
Oren's journey is not over. His medical team hopes to fine-tune his device to eventually stop him from having any seizures at all.
As part of the trial, 3 more children with the same type of epilepsy as Oren will be fitted with the deep brain neurostimulator. Good news for those looking to cool off in the Black River Falls area. Turns out the Hoffman Aquatic Center will open this year after all. Earlier this month, it announced it would be closed for the 2nd year in a row due to an ongoing leak, but now city officials say that leak has been fixed and all water features are working smoothly. The Aquatic Center will open for the season on Saturday. The ribbon has officially been cut for a new All Abilities playground at Remington Hills Park in Holmen, thanks in part to the North American Squirrel Association, also known as NASA. NASA is a Holmen organization that supports physically challenged people and the elderly in enjoying the outdoors. They've been working with the village of Holmen on the playground since 2021. NASA's park chairman says it's important that every child has an equal chance to enjoy the playground.
Anybody that wants to come and play, we just wanted to make sure that there was an avenue for people who may be in a wheelchair or just had limited mobilities to be able to get out and experience some park play.
The playground cost about $300,000, but they received many donations from a number of local businesses and community members to help pay for it. Happening today, Viterbo University's annual Servant Leadership Conference kicks off. That conference is for people working in nonprofits, healthcare, government, ministry, and education, and helps leaders become positive forces in their organizations. The 2-day conference will include guest speakers as well as group discussions.
We are interested in bringing people together to work for a greater good. This happens every day in La Crosse, in businesses, healthcare, and education. We are trying just to contribute to a healthy and vibrant community.
Viterbo is the first college in the nation to offer a master's degree in servant leadership. 450 people from the Midwest are expected to attend, and it will continue into tomorrow. Time now is 6:38. Here's News 8 meteorologist Art Jarrett to tell us what to expect for our morning commute.
Just picking up on the fog activity right about now as we get into it here. Take a look as we go to Volk Field as well as Sparta and La Crosse. It doesn't seem like much, but it's patchy fog that's working in around this area. Black River Falls, you're a part of that as well. Well, up to the north, we still have Ladysmith holding on to at least 9 miles of visibility there, so please be careful there. You're also going to pick up a little bit more fog getting into the eastern to northwestern portions of La Crosse as well. You'll pick up a little bit of fog there. We'll go into cooler conditions today. It should be a little bit nice as we start out the morning. Clouds are going to be on the increase though, because we have a chance of a little bit of shower activity kind of sneaking in, and it's going to be light again. We'll hold on to current conditions, widespread in the 50s as I mentioned before. Sparta now around 46 degrees, a little bit cooler there, with Volk Field about 50, and then getting into Winona 55 degrees and La Crosse 56. All right, that being said, take a look here. Here's a look at the low cloud activity, a little bit of fog activity that's going to work in the area too. That kicks in, gets out of the way eventually, and then take a look at the rainfall possibilities kind of moving in. That's probably in the evening hours for us as we go right into La Crosse planner for you. Look at 59 degrees to start at 7 a.m. We'll see 67 degrees to 72 with those 70s continuing as 1 o'clock, and we'll probably get up to about 78 degrees, so get out and enjoy it if you can, even though those clouds are going to move up on you later on. All right, that's your forecast. All right, here we go. Coming up in our Buzz Report, Hollywood just avoided another strike. Yikes. Well, we'll tell you how it all went down on the other side of the break, and just stay with us, and we'll be right back.
4th of July at Home Furniture starts with 2 big days of savings. This Thursday and Friday, get up to an extra 15% off sale prices. This Middleton Queen bedroom suite is $24.99. Made in Wisconsin with American Red Oak. 2 big days of savings Thursday and Friday at Home Furniture.
To me, it's the worst thing a parent can face. My daughter was pregnant and she was about to lose her baby. Because of the extreme abortion ban in her state, we were about to lose her as well. Doctors were not even allowed to help Mandy until she was near death. I'm conservative, but that makes no sense. An extreme abortion ban almost killed my daughter. A national abortion ban would be devastating for all families.
Get an 11% rebate on everything at Menards. Refresh your living space with stylish sheet vinyl. It's waterproof and features a durable wear layer for busy households. Engage sheet vinyl flooring is 69 cents a square foot after rebate. Need cleaning supplies? Stack up and save big on top brands like Dawn, Tide, and Bounty. Right now, receive $10 instant savings with a purchase of $40 or more on qualifying Procter & Gamble products.
Save big money at Menards.
To everyone making time for life's best moments, let us celebrate with you.
In Wisconsin, we love celebrating together.
Big days or any other day.
So much.
From hot and juicy to ooey gooey
to oh my word.
Oh my word. Serving you a handcrafted meal that makes
today a little bit more special.
That's what fills us up inside.
From Wisconsin with love.
Welcome to Delicious.
Yeah.
At Sealands Carpetland, your family comes first. We're more than just a flooring store. We're your partners in creating a home that lasts a lifetime. Discover a world of comfort and durability with our huge selection. Whether it's cozy carpeting for your living room, timeless hardwood for a classic touch, or versatile tiles that stand up to the hustle and bustle of family life. Sealands Carpetland in Coon Valley. Our #1 priority is you. Stop in today.
Have you ever had to move? It's brutal. Why do we have so much stuff? Well, at Chrysler Winona, we're moving, and we're trying to pack light by throwing out some great deals. A lightly used 23 Grand Cherokee L with 3rd row, heated seats, and remote start is just $38,990. Or pre-owned Chrysler Pacifica with heated leather and seating for 7 starting at just $23,990. So come see us before we move at Chrysler Winona, downtown Winona.
Right now at Home World Rugs, get 15% off Area Rug sale prices with many different patterns, sizes, and shapes to choose from. And Area Rug experts in every showroom to help you find the perfect rug. 15% off Area Rugs at Home World Rugs.
Well, welcome back. Good morning to you. Hey, cooler conditions today. In fact, we get into Friday. We have some showers rolling on through. That'll linger all the way into possibly early morning Saturday. Rivers are going to be on the rise as well as we go all the way into next week. Current visibility, as I mentioned before here, we're looking at Volk Field all the way to Sparta, possibly all the way into the eastern portions of La Crosse. You may have some patchy fog working through the area there. Ladysmith picking up some fog as well, and everybody else seems to be okay. You may have a little bit of patchy fog to drive through. You guys know how it is. You kind of dip right into it and you're right back out of it. We've got high pressure that started out pretty much to our west today, this early morning once we got into the midnight hour, and by the time we finish out the day, it's going to slide across and head on over to the east, and that's going to allow this whole system to start making its move in. The early portion of this rainfall you see is going to bring in at least, or I should say the moisture that you see is going to usher in some little bit of light rainfall for the evening today and later on, and then of course followed by that you're going to pick up some more shower activity and maybe even a storm or two working through the area. That's still up in the air. Clouds will be on the increase as we finish out. Here's a look at the clouds still holding on to increased conditions here. We'll see the rainfall slowly but surely coming back into the picture. Slowly there it comes, trying to hold off a little bit, just a bit, as high pressure scoots out of the way. And as that continues to happen, that rain will get a little bit more eastward for us. All right, so picking up, you can see by the 10 o'clock it starts to move on in a little bit closer, and by the midnight hour we'll start to see that kind of continue in. Take a look at this though. We go all the way into Friday. Here comes the rainfall, continues to move in. Maybe a little storm kind of associated with that as well by the Twin Cities, and then it kind of gets a little bit more into the form of just rainfall moving in. And then the big batch starts to come in from the south from Chicago and kind of moves out of the way, so it kind of skirts it. So we're missing out on really the big action that's supposed to be coming in. And we go into Saturday, everything begins to dry out a bit, and in fact we'll also hold on to some clearing conditions going into Sunday, but then Monday comes back, possible rain, maybe some storms leading in all the way into Tuesday. You saw that big batch on the way, kind of closer from the south, and then eventually you see that continue from Omaha and kind of make its way to La Crosse possibly before it breaks down. All right, rain amounts, we're not looking at a lot for tonight, just a few hundreds of an inch like we picked up yesterday. Zone forecast though, rolling right through it, 70s widespread. We'll keep it going here. You're holding on to at least 78 as you get into more of the south areas, and picking up, how about this though? Winona 75, holding on to La Crosse at 78, so good looking temperatures, much cooler than what we picked up yesterday. And then we also go to the north zone and you're seeing that happen again as well, cooler conditions. 78 today, 76 tomorrow, showers, maybe a storm. We get into a Saturday and Sunday, man, it's a good looking day. 81 degrees, not too shabby. So then we cool it on down again all the way from Sunday into Monday, picking up more of that rainfall coming back into the picture. And of course we see a possibility of Wednesday looking pretty good for everybody. Get out and enjoy it.
In our Morning Buzz report, Bill Cobbs, a Hollywood veteran known for his roles in Demolition Man, Air Bud, and That Thing You Do, has died. The actor's brother says he passed away Tuesday peacefully at his home in California. He'd recently celebrated his 90th birthday. Cobbs' career spanned 5 decades with nearly 200 film and TV credits, including The Bodyguard and The Sopranos. Another Hollywood strike averted. The International Alliance of Theatrical Stage Employees, known as the IATSE, reached a tentative agreement with the Alliance of Motion Picture and Television Producers Tuesday night. The deal has been more than 3 months in the making. IATSE leaders say the agreement includes proposed changes to the scale rate, with hourly workers set to receive triple pay when any workday exceeds 15 elapsed hours. It also includes new guidelines around AI and streaming residuals.
Music was important. You could see they were digging it.
If you watch the old guys, when they hit that stage, they brought it like it's the last show you're ever going to do.
Revival 69, the concert that rocked the world, shows how a 1969 Toronto Music Fest drew legends Chuck Berry, Little Richard, and Jerry Lee Lewis, as well as The Doors and Alice Cooper, and John Lennon and Yoko Ono in Lennon's first show outside the Beatles. The documentary, which includes how the concert almost didn't happen, is in theaters and on digital platforms tomorrow.
44th between 9th and 10th.
What's his name?
It doesn't matter.
Oh, I see. He's married. I'll drive a cab 20 years and not know people.
Cab driver and passenger make an unexpected connection in Daddy-O. The new film stars Dakota Johnson alongside Sean Penn. Daddy-O comes to theaters and streaming platforms tomorrow. You'll have an ever-growing list of movies once you start doing this.
I can't keep up with Sean Penn. Once he's doing movies, then he's like doing world peace stuff, and he's back in. He's very active.
Yeah.
But he does great work.
Yes, he's a great actor and a busy man. And before we head to break, it's time to look at today's Look Who's 8.
All right. Sadly, we have no birthdays today. What?
No birthdays, but I'm sure someone out there is celebrating some kind of birthday. So,
I hope so.
Happy birthday to them. And if you know a special someone turning 8 months, 8 years, 18, 80, or 88 years old soon, we'd love to feature them.
All right, that's right. Just upload their photo to our website, news8000.com. And look for the Submit Pictures button on your home tab and, of course, on our website.
And the time now is 6:48. Stay with us. We have everything you need to know in 5 minutes or less. Your Morning News Now is coming up next.
Here at The Y, we offer more than just a job. We offer the chance to make a difference in a fun, flexible environment where our mission and core values drive every decision we make. Join us in this amazing work. For specific positions and details, visit our website.
How did CEO Eric Hovde become a multimillionaire California banker? Let's take a look. Hovde's family rigged the system to rake in $30 million in government subsidies and loans. And now he's sheltering his wealth in shady tax havens around the world. So it's no surprise Hovde supports more tax cuts for corporations and millionaire bankers like himself, while working families pay the price. That's bank CEO Eric Hovde. Never been on our side. Never will be. Win Senate is responsible for the content of this ad.
It's the 4th of July sale at Drury's in Fountain, Minnesota, with incredible values for every room in your home. Stunning sofas and sectionals, the latest bedrooms, exciting new dining rooms, and the best selection of leather around. Now's the time to take advantage of big savings on quality brands like Daniels Amish, Flex Steel, Smith Brothers, and Stressless. Plus, there's 48-month special financing and free gas just for shopping Drury's. More choices, better values. It's the 4th of July sale at Drury's in Fountain, Minnesota.
What kind of a loan officer do you think you deserve? I know that's a very tough question to answer. Here's what I think. I think you deserve a loan officer that is willing to look you in the eye before you take on a lot of debt and say, are you sure? If that's what you're looking for in a lender, call Firefighters Credit Union today.
Everybody's welcome at Firefighters Credit Union.
Our hearing connects us with people, and when that bridge is broken, our job is to help people with that hearing loss and reconnect them back with their lives again. We really feel that better hearing is a better life.
Better Hearing Center, 11th and Main on Alaska, next to St. Pat's Church.
Here at The Y, we offer more than just a job. Experience the personal satisfaction that comes from nurturing the potential of youth and teens, improving our community's health and well-being, and providing support to our neighbors. Join us in this amazing work.
Celebrating 70 years, we're News 8 Now.
Welcome back. It's 6:51. Time for your Morning News Now. A Sparta man is sentenced to 53 years for beating his girlfriend to death. 34-year-old Sean Hawk is convicted of killing 32-year-old Sarah Latimer in May 2022. He's been sentenced to 33 years confined and another 20 under extended supervision. He initially faced a first-degree intentional homicide charge, but then pleaded guilty to a charge of first-degree reckless homicide.
Trust me when I say I truly despise the man I was when I was arrested. Anybody who looks at this case would not think that's the man I love that woman. But I'm telling you, I love Sarah Latimer.
Maybe someday you'll have a relationship with your son. Because you are the only parent he has right now. We can't be his parents. Where's grandparents? Doesn't have a mom. And if you want to call yourself a dad, you're going to have to earn that.
After the sentencing, Latimer's mother said it's important to finally have closure, but the law did not do enough to protect her daughter.
All the cases that they went through for the domestic violence and him beating her up, they only gave him probation at the end. And in April of 22, he got put on probation. In May of 22, he killed her. So if he would have gone to jail and not probation, she'd still be alive right now.
The 20 years of extended supervision is the maximum the state can enact. The City of La Crosse Committee is recommending a plan to redevelop the South Community Library into housing. The Economic and Community Development Commission reviewed 3 proposals last night. They're backing a scaled-down version of Willow Grove LLC's plan, which would convert the existing library building into 6 housing units and add 2 townhouses. Willow is offering about $350,000 for the property, but requesting a $200,000 credit for water and sewer work. The Common Council will have the final say on the sale when they meet July 11th. Tonight, President Biden and former President Trump set to face off in the first debate of the 2024 presidential campaign season. The 90-minute debate from Atlanta is likely to focus on hot-button issues like immigration, the economy, abortion, and the wars in Ukraine and Gaza. Both candidates have agreed microphones will be muted when it's not their turn to speak, and there'll be no in-studio audience. Minnesota health officials say nitrate contamination is all too common in Winona, Houston, and Fillmore County groundwater. The chemical compound is linked to serious health risks. One of the easiest ways it gets into groundwater is manure runoff from farms. A new proposal would restrict certain farming practices to lower Minnesota's nitrate levels. It would first require cover crops be planted during the fall. Farmers will also have to inspect their fields while manure is being applied at the end of every workday.
We think that they're very common sense. They're very reasonable. They're a small incremental step towards what needs to be done. And so this is what we would like to see for a first step. And we think that things need to go a lot farther.
If the proposal is approved, the MCPA says the changes would go into effect in 2028. Today's clue for the Riverfest medallion has been revealed. It says, quote, "Hip hip hooray, Riverfest 2024 is almost underway. Soon the park will resemble a circus with food, family, and fun. Come down and join us." The medallion is hidden within a 10-mile radius of Riverside Park. It's small enough to fit in the palm of your hand and won't be buried. The winner gets 4 Riverfest buttons, $50 in food vouchers, and 10 beverage tickets.
All right, and away we go. We're looking at a nice day, a little bit cooler. 78 degrees expected with partly cloudy skies and maybe an increase in clouds once we get deeper into the evening hours and maybe a spotty shower or 2 that will be quite light. Tomorrow, well, rainfall is on the way. It'll pack it in as we get into the afternoon and evening hours, possibly a little bit later with maybe a storm or 2. How about this, though? Saturday and Sunday looking pretty good temperature-wise and getting cooler on Sunday, as you notice, 75 degrees after an 81 degree for Saturday. We get into Monday, we've got some showers turning into storms on Tuesday, a nice break, and then more showers coming back again for the 4th of July. Back to you.
All right, and speaking of the 4th of July, competitive eater Joey Chestnut will celebrate the nation's birthday by doing what he does best, eating hot dogs, but it won't be in New York this year. Instead, the Nathan's Famous hot dog eating champion and world record holder will be competing against some soldiers at Fort Bliss in El Paso, Texas. It'll be part of the Army base's annual Pop Goes the Fort Independence Day celebration. In accepting the invite, Chestnut wrote on social media, quote, "Bring me your best 4 eaters and I'll take them down combined." I'm sure he will. Oh my gosh, how many hot dogs do you think you could eat?
Oh, me? I can do about 8 or 9.
8 or 9. All right, well, maybe we'll have a hot dog eating contest.
Awesome. Oh, great. Here we go.
You'll win, I think.
Start working out.
Yeah, thank you so much for starting your morning with us. Coming up, we'll see you back here at noon. Until then, I've got hot dogs on the mind.
I bet you do. So do
We will see you back here then. Enjoy your day.